Yeah, the English speaking fear is like another fear. But
Yeah.
first, I was an introvert. I was
Hmm.
not able to talk with in Hindi with my new strangers. So after that, I thought like, no, this application can help me in a long term way. So I bought their subscription for 6 months and I regularly practiced there.
And when I told him I'm from Rajasthan, he was like, "Oh, so you guys drink camel milk over there, right? Like instead of
Yes,
cow."
I have watched. I have watched.
Yeah, so we can start the session, and as we are meeting for the first time, I mean, if you could introduce yourself a little bit, that would be great.
Sure, I would love to introduce myself.
Hmm.
So, my name is Mamsa Prajapati. I was born in Rajasthan and brought up in Gujarat. I have completed my graduation and currently pursuing my post graduation. And simultaneously, I run a YouTube channel where I share English learning content and I provide spoken English classes as well. I'm also a learner, but people who
Hmm.
approach me who like my way of speaking and teaching, so they approach me and I teach them. And talking about my hobbies, so I can say that my hobbies are like unpredictable. They are keep on changing every fortnight and every month. They are keep on changing. Like currently, I'm really passionate about learning bike, that how to ride a bike. So I'm learning that, and I have yeah a few hobbies as well, like reading books, dancing. Dancing is like a more than a hobby for me. Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's this is like my introduction in a nutshell.
Hmm. Okay, so basically, your hobbies can come and go, but dancing always stays somehow, right?
Yeah, dancing and reading books.
Hmm. Okay, so when did you move to Gujarat though, from Rajasthan?
Yeah, actually, when I was born, I was just 1 year old. That
Okay.
time, like my parents took this decision that we will shift there in Gujarat. And after my studies, like when I completed my graduation, so after that, they decided that we have to move here back in Rajasthan. So
Okay.
right now, I'm living in Rajasthan.
Hmm. Okay, so how are you liking Rajasthan so far? It's quite new to you, right? Because even though you were born here, but because you were raised in Gujarat, so I mean it's not that different because Gujarat and Rajasthan share a border. But still, are there any things that you notice over here that are slightly different from Gujarat? Food is one thing for sure. I can guarantee. I mean, when I went to Gujarat, they tend to eat sweeter food. And I was quite surprised that they add sugar to dal as well, which is not the case in Rajasthan. I feel like Rajasthan is kind of known for their spicy food. Anything else that you might have noticed is different?
Yeah. Sure, sure. I would love to answer this question, and this is really interesting.
Although one thing that I want to share, this reminds me that I had a conversation with Ram, if you know him. Um, I think
Yes.
his channel's name is Just Ram, and he was there on my
Mhm.
channel. And when I told him I'm from Rajasthan, he was like, "Oh, so you guys drink camel milk over there, right? Like instead of cow
Yes,
milk."
I have watched it. I have watched.
So I was quite surprised. And when you emailed me yesterday, I was like, "Yes, I'm going to ask her because you mentioned being from Rajasthan, I think." So I was like, let's just, as two Rajasthanis, let's just clear this myth that we do not drink camel milk. I did not even know that this was a thing. I'll be very honest with you. I mean, I had heard about it somehow that it was used as medicine or maybe elderlies drink it. But apart from that, it's not like we regularly have camels in all of our houses, like instead of vehicles and stuff like that.
And the reason I approached you for the conversation because I also felt a connection with you because we are having the similar hobbies somewhere along the way. And
Hmm.
absolutely, I watched that video like you were having with Ram sir. And even when I was watching that video, I laughed a lot. I mean,
Hmm.
how how the guys are thinking like this. So yeah, it happens because if you don't have knowledge about any other culture, so it happens. Even we also have some myth about any other cultures.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
would like to talk about this first, or should I give answer that what's the difference between Rajasthan and Gujarat?
Anything that you prefer, if you prefer to answer that, you could go ahead with that.
Yeah, sure. So I would tell that what's the difference between this Rajasthan and Gujarat. So first of all, I was not totally like shifted there in Gujarat. Whenever like we had holidays, vacations, or any kind of festival, marriages, so we used to come here in Rajasthan, and we had to like spend here around 1 month, 2 months sometimes. So I'm pretty much aware about this culture, and I really like this culture more than the Gujarati culture. Only one thing which I admire about the Gujarati culture, like they have very much freedom.
Okay.
And the community I belong in, my society in Rajasthan, they are
Hmm.
like, they have very occupied mindset that girls should not do this. They should not go outside. They should stay like inside the home. So I belong from this area.
Hmm.
I'm not saying like all the Rajasthani people are like this, but the society I belong to, like this is called like Orthodox area. So I belong to this. And living in Gujarat, this was the excellent experience. I can never forget about it. So now, anything is specific you would like to ask about this?
No, I think you are right actually. It's not just your area. I think in Rajasthan in general, although some people have myth about Rajasthan that I mean they share memes if you have seen them that oh well so you're from Rajasthan so you were probably married at the age of 13, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's something that used to truly happen some time ago, although things have changed for the better now. It's not the same case, but still, I mean, these things, I think in villages, I'm not sure. I live in the city, but it might still be happening, not at the age of 13 now, but still, I mean, girls and even boys get married at a very young age. And the thing that you talked about, women not having so much freedom in Rajasthan, that's true. That applies. I mean, even in cities, that's the case that women are expected to do certain things, and that never includes working or stuff like that. It's not the case for everybody, that I can guarantee, but these things still exist in Rajasthan. The creation of your channel, YouTube channel, a way of you expressing that freedom that you might feel, because honestly from my channel I feel like I get that sense of freedom, although there are no restrictions. I mean, my parents are super cool, super chill, but still somehow I feel like this is the space where I can be me, if that makes sense to you.
Yes, yes. It is making totally sense to me.
Hmm.
Even I run a YouTube channel. Only a few people know about this. And apart from this, like
Yeah.
nobody knows about it. Otherwise, they
Hmm.
will ask me questions and they will raise their voice to my parents. Same like you, even I also have very cool and supportive parents. They never
Hmm.
said anything. And one more myth is here. In Rajasthan, in our culture, that you should have a son, you should have a brother, which
Oh.
I don't have. I don't have a brother. My parents don't have a son. So
Hmm.
like every time like relatives are keep on saying that control your daughters, like you don't have any son, but they are like keep on taunting to my parents. So if they will know about it, so they will of course say something to my parents. But my parents
Hmm.
are pretty much aware about it. Even they watch it. Even my mother, like she doesn't understand English, but still she watches because she likes when I speak English when I help
Hmm.
people. So yeah, such things are there actually. Hmm.
No, but
And
I.
if I talk about the job sector, yeah,
Hmm.
if I compare it Rajasthan and Gujarat, Gujarati people are much into business, and they are like doing any kind of job. Nothing is big or nothing is short or small for them. Yeah, they are
Hmm.
doing it. But in Rajasthan, like I see the craze for government jobs.
Hmm.
They are not settling for less. They just want government job, or if they are going to get the government job, so it's okay. If not, so they will join the business of their family. That's it.
Hmm. Oh
They
my
just
God,
have
I
this
didn't know
mindset.
that. I didn't know that this was not the thing in Gujarat. I mean, I know that they are very business minded, And I knew that, but I did not know that, because in Rajasthan, I mean, as I've been born and raised here, I just thought that, yeah, I mean, government job is something that people keep their mind on. And that's something that people actually look up to them, that, okay, government job, once he gets government job, everything will be settled. So that's what I was thinking about other states as well. Thank you for clearing that up. Actually, I didn't know that, but yeah, no, that is true. People here, there is a crazy competition. And if you're aware of Kota, the city where a lot of students go at the age of 15 or 16, stay there for a couple of
Mhm.
years just to crack exams like JEE, and there is NEET and a lot more actually. So it's the India's coaching hub actually. People come from south as well, people come from northeast as well. So from all across India, especially from Bihar, as much as I remember, a lot of people from Bihar come over in Kota as well. So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
you are somehow right about these things about job sector, 100%. In fact, I
Yes,
thought
and not,
everywhere. Yeah.
and not in Kota. Here, like in Sikar, I live nearby Sikar,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
here, like
There's also.
even again, like there are so many coaching centers, and the people are spending lakhs of rupees
Hmm, they
in
are.
that. Mm.
Yeah, for sure. Seeker also, I think Seeker comes second after Kota, because
Mm.
I mean,
Yes.
a lot of my mother's friends, relatives, they go to Seeker for 1 or 2 years. For NEET, I think it's more popular.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think so. That tells a lot, right? About Rajasthan, the competition, the ambitions that people have. I mean,
Mm.
it's not bad to have them, but I think people make it their whole life over here. They make it a big deal. So, I mean, you can imagine how much competition it is. Knowing the fact that I didn't know this, that it was not a thing in other states, like where you're coming from, Gujarat. So yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
that's great to know. Okay,
No,
so
in Gujarat, people are not like this. In Gujarat, people are don't thinking about only government job. They are going to settle for everything, and they will reach higher level in that field, or otherwise they will pursue their hobbies, their interest.
hmm.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, because I think you're pretty fluent in this language, English language. So, if you could share a little bit about your journey, how you started, whether you studied in English medium or it was a vernacular medium, I would get to know these things about you.
Sure, I would love to share about this story and this journey. Of course, first of all, this was not a linear journey for me. I started from Hindi medium school. I studied there, and after that, like I was totally confused. I knew that I have to clear this interview, which requires English fluency, but I didn't know that I have to do this much hard work to learn this language. So after my 12th, my journey started. When I started pursuing my graduation, I thought side by side I need to work on my English fluency as well. So I joined an institute there, and it was just about 1 month, and I was not very satisfied with that with their service. So that's why I leave that. But there, at least I got the basic idea that how to start learning English: read, write, listen, and speak. So at home, like I started following these things. I started speaking in front of camera, mirror, and I there was like when I started CV Speakify application was literally very famous. So I used that for 1 month for free, like around 30 minutes. It always gives free. So after that, I thought like, no, this application can help me in a long term way. So I bought their subscription for 6 months, and I regularly practiced there for speaking. And in the starting, if I tell you, so I always focused on reading, listening, and writing. I never focused on speaking. That was my biggest mistake. That's why it took me a long time to learn English, to speak English. So that is the like biggest mistake which I can say that which I did and which many English learners do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true actually. Because just before this, I had a session with somebody, and she was telling me how people make mistake of not speaking, and just by not speaking, you're basically keeping yourself in a comfort zone, and you feel
Hmm.
subconsciously, I mean, you don't even get to know that you are just protecting yourself from having real conversation, having real interaction with people, the place where it's actually required to speak English. Because why are we learning English? It's because we need to connect with people outside of our house, right? But we don't do
Hmm.
that because subconsciously our mind is just trying to protect us from all these things. And so we just we are like, well, I'll try to speak with people once I finish this book, or I complete grammar, or do this, and the list can go on, but you might never really start speaking with people. So that happens. So when did your journey of speaking start? Because I noticed that you also have conversation on your channel, although there are a lot of solo videos. So how did that start for you?
When I started this YouTube channel, that's where my speaking journey started. Because I knew that I am the one, like somebody has to push me for learning this. So I was not connected with any kind of institute. So I thought if I will start this YouTube channel, so at least I will speak in front of camera and I will do conversations with others. That is the only way to make my consistency in speaking. So that's why, like 1 year ago, I started speaking, and from the last 1 year, I'm speaking continuously. That's what, like, which the level I have achieved right now.
Hmm. No, that's great actually. I mean, your journey is amazing. So basically, first you started with simply reading and writing and not speaking at all. And then the
Yes, yes,
CV application that you mentioned, I think it's based on audio calls, right? Connecting with people
yes,
over audio calls. So you started connecting over there.
yes, absolutely.
Hmm.
First there, because I was not comfortable with talking to strangers.
Hmm.
Yeah, the English speaking fear is like another fear, but
Yeah.
first I was an introvert. I
Hmm.
was not able to talk with in Hindi with my new strangers. So, like talking with the strangers in English and talking with the strangers, both are different things for
Hmm.
me. So yeah, first I became comfortable with talking strangers, and I found that no, like in this world, people are so amazing. We are
Hmm.
just living in this small circle. That no, this world is so small and people are bad. And in my family, like I was always told that don't talk with the strangers.
Hmm.
Something will happen or something like this. So I had this fear. So this learning journey really changed my life. I started talking with the strangers. I improved my communication skills. Yeah. And after
Hmm.
that, I started like video conversations. Even though I don't upload them on my channel, sometimes I upload them or sometimes I don't. But I am having conversations like each day.
Hmm. Yeah, no, actually, just like you, I mean, I also started having proper conversation in English through my channel. Because apart from that, honestly, at home, we do not need to speak in English because we don't have that environment. And for me,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is that I had to create that environment around me by consuming English movies or listening to English songs. And that's how I created that environment that 24/7, I replaced everything, that whatever I was watching in Hindi or reading, I replaced it with English. And it's not that I had this strong purpose to learn English, but somehow I'm grateful to my hobbies at that time when I was really consumed by Hollywood movies and all these authors, and I was fascinated by these things. So that's how my interest developed into this, and I didn't even know, but I was creating this environment around me. So that's how I started.
Yes, yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, just like you, I was not really doing any speaking. I mean, I would talk to myself in my room, just interviewing myself for these small things. But I didn't know that if I have that skill to talk to people, because like you, I would label myself as an introvert. And just the point that you mentioned, I relate so much that talking in English is another thing, but talking to a stranger, even if it comes in Hindi, that's a completely different fear. So basically, as an introvert, you have to face two fears: talking to a stranger
Yes.
and then talking in English. Because I mean, how do you talk to a stranger? Like, what kind of questions should you ask? What do I answer? Would that person be okay with the things that I have to share? And obviously the fear of English is also there, like what if they judge me for my English, so things like this. And just like you, when I created this YouTube channel, I got to know that people are actually nice out there. They also have similar experiences like us, so we do not have to be scared about these things. Because
Yes, yes.
but then
Mm-hmm.
as my video reached to more people and I received more comments, and 99% of them were super positive, and so I got to know
Yes.
that people are genuinely nice. And
Mm.
I sometimes also receive emails that are not a request to have conversation. Sometimes it's just people appreciating us. I'm sure you also receive such comments like, hey, you are doing great, I like your videos. And maybe they move on after saying that, but to us these comments stay in our mind, and that's basically what keeps us going, right?
Yes, which motivates us. Even when I also started this, before starting this channel, I was also then in this dilemma that maybe people will not like me. The way I speak, the way I teach, and they will say that your English is not good and you are here to teach us. So this was the big thing in my mind. But no, people are genuinely very good people. 99% of the time, even I also receive good comments, very positive comments, which always motivate me to move forward, to work on it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe as a YouTuber, you also relate that at a certain point there is this thing where if you receive 10 positive comments and one negative comment, your mind somehow always goes to that one negative comment, and you might start thinking about it. Because I used to overthink this a lot, and it took me a few months to get over this, and now I genuinely don't care. I mean, I only
Yes.
care about the positive energy that people bring. Because then I started thinking through a different perspective. If somebody is being negative, I feel sad for them. There must be something going on in their life. Maybe they have a miserable life, that the only place where they feel like they can impart their negativity is online on some stranger's platform. So when I started thinking this way, I mean, my perspective changed, and now I just don't really care at all what people say when it comes to negative comments. Although constructive feedback is always appreciated, like maybe your voice quality could be better, maybe your camera quality could be better. So these kind of people are just trying to help you grow your channel. But the people that kind of say mean things that have absolutely nothing that you can change about yourself, so those are the type of comments that I just 100% ignore now. I don't even care about them. So yeah, I mean, but I don't even receive them actually. It's pretty rare. Um,
Yes.
yeah, so that's
Same
just
with
like you
me.
mentioned. Most of the people are genuinely nice, and that's how you get to know.
Yes, absolutely. Even I agree with it totally. We always think that people are not good, but they are good actually. And some of the comments are like, you should improve your voice. You are moving your hands too much. Don't move them like this. So we should take this thing in a positive way.
Yeah. Okay, just
Okay. So
uh, off the topic, but I see some books behind you. Are these related to your course, or are they the kind of books that you read in your leisure time?
these are fiction and non-fiction, not related to my course.
Hmm.
Yeah, all
Okay.
of them are like fiction and non-fiction books, which I enjoy reading.
Okay, so what
Hmm.
kind of books do you read usually? What's your genre?
As I said that my hobbies are keep on changing. It is like fixed hobby, I can say, but my mood is changing all the time. Like sometimes I need some romance, thriller, and some motivation, some has self-help books. So according to that mood, I read. Previously, when I started this journey, so that time I needed a lot of motivation. So and a good path to follow. So that time I started from self-help books. I have read more than 30 books related to self-help. After that, I found it little bit boring that they are keep on changing one thing always. Like
Hmm.
make consistency, follow this part about money. So I am pretty
Hmm.
much aware about these things. So after that, I thought, let's change it. Let's switch it with novels. So I switched it, and now I'm like really enjoying novels, reading
Hmm.
novels. So this is.
Okay. So, what kind of novels are you reading? Can you suggest one or two novels to the audience so that they could also read it and that could help improve their fluency a little bit?
Okay, if I talk about recently, I read You Are the Best Wife and You Are the Best Friend by Ajay K. Pandey. He is an Indian author. So, yeah, this can help them to learn English. Even I picked out so many new words from it. And so by Sudha Murthy's Sudhamurthy's books are also very pretty much interesting. Wise and Otherwise, this book is like my all the time favorite by Sudhamurthy. Whenever I feel stuck in my life, so I just pick that book and pick one story because it has around 50 stories in this book. 20 to 50, I'm not sure about it. But you can pick one story and you can rate it. This can really help. If a person who is beginner in learning English, they should learn it. They must learn it actually or
Yes.
read it. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
is very helpful because even if somebody knows English, their attention span can be very less. For example, if
Mm.
a novel usually includes story from beginning to end, which is on average like 350 pages, and so that can be overwhelming for somebody who's a beginner, they might quit very soon if they are not able to understand properly. So short stories do help a lot.
Yes,
Okay. So the
yes,
Sudha Murthy book is
mm,
highly recommended, right?
recommended. Yeah, and one more thing, people like quit their reading book very quickly because they are like they are watching shorts, reels in just 1 minute. So they need what do we say that excitement, like they need results very quickly. But in books what happens if the book is like 200 pages, so in the starting of 50 pages you will not find interest. After that you will get gradually find interest. So yeah, in books it happens, you have to keep staying and keep reading with the book.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think one thing that people can do if they feel very overwhelmed, but they still want to learn through a book would be to set a goal of like maybe reading 5 pages a day. 5 pages doesn't sound a lot, right? So they start with 5 pages every single day, and it's okay to miss out on a day or two. It's completely okay. However,
Mhm.
because we are also human beings, we get tired, and it's not possible to have a goal of like reading every single day. Because if we set these unrealistic goals, one day we're going to be fed up and then we're going to stop reading altogether. So it's better that you have this habit that in a week at least read 3 to 4 times. Uh, and just 5 pages every day, and that then it kind of increases your caliber. You can switch to 10 pages, 20 pages, and it's better to keep it to that, honestly, because more than that can be quite a lot of information to grasp, because there are a lot of vocabulary words as well which you might have to google. And then when it gets to this, when it reaches the certain limit, you might feel like quitting. So that's why I think reading it in moderate is highly recommended. And yeah, short stories 100%. And the book that you mentioned before that, I think I have seen that on Amazon. It's very popular on Amazon. And I was reading the plot
Yeah.
because I was thinking of reading it, but I somehow never purchased it, but it's still in my cart. um, so
Mhm.
I think it's about the wife of this man passes away, something related
Yes,
to
yes,
this. I'm not spoiling
yes,
anything
it
that was
is.
written in the plot. That's how much I can remember. Yeah.
Yes, You Are the Best Wife. It is related to this. Like first they had a love story and then he lost his wife. So yeah, some this kind of story it has.
Yeah. So if
Hmm.
somebody is interested in emotional stories like this that could move you, change your
Not happy
perspective.
ending. Yeah,
Okay.
people who not happy ending. So people who need like happy ending, just like me, they should not go for it because end of the book you will feel little bit emotional.
Okay. So that's a disclaimer that if people are highly sensitive towards these things, then avoid this
Hmm.
book. However, the Sudha Murthy book is highly recommended. And
Yes.
when it comes to endings of movies and stuff like that, maybe I'm a weird person, but I feel good when sometimes, not always, sometimes the endings are not good. That kind of sets this realistic thing in the movies in a way.
Yes.
Okay, what
Hmm.
happens sometimes, maybe take an action movie. The main, the protagonist, he is doing all these things, action things, and he gets a lot of bullets on his shoulders, hands, and
Hmm.
somehow, when there is literally no chance of him surviving, in the
Hmm.
last 5 minutes of the movies, he somehow comes back to life with a lot of energy. And these kind of things I just can't relate to. Like, at least set some realistic things. I know they are movies, and
Yes.
movies are meant
Hmm.
for you to escape the reality sometimes. However, just don't make it completely fictional. So that was the thing.
Hmm.
That is the
Of
thing.
course. Mhm. Of course, like we always can't expect happy ending. If this book has a sad ending, pathetic ending.
And
Yeah.
when it comes to suggestion of books, I think one book that I could recommend to people would be Gangsta Granny. I know most of the people would not have heard about this book. I also didn't know about this until I went to the library, and so I did this book got my attention. I still remember. I think I was in 10th grade, and so I started reading this book in library. But I mean, there was a 30-minute limit, and we had to leave the library after that. I'm talking about my school, by the way. So I issued this book and I kept it with me for a week or two, and I read it, and it's such an emotional and such a good book. I mean, it's about relation between a young boy and his grandmother that he did not initially like, but his parents force him during summer vacation that he has to stay with her, and he feels like it would be super boring. Like, what would I do over there? I wanted to be with my friends during my vacation. But the parents just, send him off, and he goes over there. He hates it over there until he realizes that his grandmother is actually very cool and adventurous. And so he joins her on these little adventures. And so this book is very emotional and just very fun, actually. So this is
It
recommended because
is.
I don't usually remember the books that I read. I read a lot of books. Somehow I zone out sometimes. But this is the book that I remember, and it was genuinely good. And one reason I really recommend people learning English to read books that are made for children is that they are written in a very simple language. To me, it matters a
Absolutely.
lot because instead of having hi-fi vocabulary, if you keep words that are simple, something that people
Hmm.
could understand and not have to keep a dictionary with them, I think those books are amazing. Because I mean, even I could say for myself as well that it was super boring that I had to switch between dictionary and the book again, back and forth. So that's the reason why I highly recommend that people start with children books, because somehow they always have these one or two vocabularies that you need to look into. Apart from that, they really help you build this basic fluency that you need. So yeah.
Absolutely. Even I also started from kids' book. I didn't buy any book, but like in my neighborhood, there are so many children. So I used to go to their home and I used to borrow the book, English book. I said that just give me this book for 1 hour and I will return it. And in 1 hour, I used to finish that.
Hmm.
So yeah, they are very easy to understand and read as well. And you feel motivation that okay, I know this thing.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't have to like every time searching the dictionary that what's the meaning of this word and all. So
Yeah,
yeah, it is
exactly.
quite
And when you are
important.
able
Yeah.
to read this book, you are sending this message to your brain that you can do it, you can achieve things one step at a
Mhm.
time, but you will achieve those goals. And instead of people starting with, I have seen beginners starting with such thick novels that are written
Yes.
by British authors of like
Yes.
1800s time. Even right now, I have difficulty understanding those books sometimes. The Shakespeare level
Mhm.
English that they have, it's not easy. I'll admit that. So that's the reason why it's really highly recommended actually that people start with one short stories and the second one
Mhm.
kids books. So yeah. That's highly recommended. Okay, so like you suggested, reading books that you do as a hobby, and you used to read and write, and then you started speaking. So
Mhm.
because of that, you have
Absolutely.
been noticing these improvements in your journey, right?
Mhm.
Do you have any
Yes, and
for this?
sorry.
Do you have a solid next step that to improve? Maybe you will add these things, or if or you feel the path that you are going in is perfectly fine for now.
Okay, so right now, like I'm really indulging in having conversations with the strangers. This and video call conversations, not audio call. This is helping me. And second thing is like consuming English. I'm watching right now conversational videos and podcasts because now I'm done with the stories. I have watched so many stories in English. So I'm not a beginner right now. So I watch podcasts and conversation videos. These things are helping me, and sometimes I lack advanced vocabulary. So what I do, like if I really like this vocabulary, so I write it down. I collect five vocabularies, and right now I'm having conversation. So I will keep that list with me. That okay, I have to use these five vocabularies in that conversation. So this helps me to remember vocabularies.
And have a great day ahead. It was really nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.